So, hello there, another week, another video, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the pieces that I have in my bag collection from Dior. Truth be told, I did actually try to do a similar video to this a couple of weeks back. It just didn't take. I just didn't think I was talking about the right things on comparing things, and it just didn't feel right. So I held off posting that. And the other reason why I haven't really been on is because my phone has run out of space. So I've been trying for the past couple of weeks to really spend time clearing things off my phone and making sure that videos and all that are just moved to the right place. So I've come up with an angle for filming, which I hopefully think will take better, which I feel a bit better about talking through. And also, I've got enough space left on my phone so that I can make a couple of videos today, hopefully. Now, today, I thought I'd talk a bit about a comparison between the My Dior in a medium size and the small Lady Dior, because I think to me, I use them in relatively similar situations. So they're more like daytime going out bags for me. But I thought I'd just talk through what the differences were and what the pros and cons. If you were trying to think about what you might be looking out for in a bag and whether or not you should get the small Lady Dior or something else from the brand, then maybe this is for you. So the one thing I will say though is that this might be slightly outdated. Dior still carry the My Dior bag, but with Jonathan Anderson's, coming onto the brand, I think he's focused a lot more on the mini version of it, and he's put a bow on, which is really cute. You still do have the medium versions up for sale. I think they have it in the stockroom and you have to ask for it. For me, I really like this My Dior in the medium size, and you will have seen a video of it a couple of years back when I first started doing slightly more serious videos on YouTube. This bag here on the right isn't actually mine. It's a present that we got for my mum a couple of years ago, and we always thought she might like a small Lady Dior. So when we went to Paris, we kind of chipped in and got one for her for Christmas. She really, really liked it, and I think she was quite surprised when we said we were going to get it for her. This is the small Lady Dior in the ultra matte version in a light blue. So you can see all the hardware is tonal. It's not champagne hardware. Now, word to the wise for anybody who's buying ultra matte or any kind of bag with the powder coated finish, it will chip. So the bag's fallen over a few times. The Lady Dior is a very top heavy sort of bag. It's not a stable one at all. It's got your usual feet. I mean, it's a really nice bag, but the main thing is always the hardware. And I've gotten so scared of chipping it to a point where we will just leave the straps on the bag so that we don't, damage it or scratch the paint finish just by taking it off and putting it back on. So let's start, I guess, with size. In terms of features, the small Lady Dior has a guitar strap. It doesn't have the usual leather strap, so it's quite comfortable to wear because when it's full, it's also quite heavy. But yeah, it gives the bag a lot more of a casual look. I guess I could remove the strap to sort of carry it by the top handles. As you can tell, there are two top handles here, and that's how you would carry it. But of course, going back to the original point, I just don't want to touch the hardware, so I try not to do that. The top handles are quite roomy. You can put the bag all the way up to your arm, and so you can sort of carry it on the crook of your arm. There's not much by way of additional features, I guess. You've got the lovely charms here, and it's got a flap opening, which I really like. I think I do like this kind of construction for Lady Dior bags with the flap on the top. So it's very nice. It's got the ganache print, and we really like the look of it. I just love this for casual outfits. You can wear this with jeans on a weekend or a nice dress. As long as it's like a smart casual event, you can carry it quite well and it's fine. And yeah, So in terms of dimensions, sorry, this is 20 centimeters across, 17 meters at top, and 8 centimeters across the base, and it's got 4 feet. So yeah, it's a very square, boxy sort of silhouette. Quite nice as well. So I do enjoy using this bag, but let's just talk about the pros and cons between the two. So for those of you who have seen my earlier video, you will know that this is a seasonal bag, or you can tell right away that this is not part of Dior's regular lineup. It's got a removable chain strap as well, which I really like because it's got chain, and you'll see that the links are different. There is a leather brake, and there are D-rings here, so you can very easily remove and put this strap on. So it's quite nice. I can just sort of take off the strap and convert it to a top handle, like, you know, pretty much like a pochette style bag if I just want to carry it by the top handle. You've got the charms in the front as well, so I like that you've got that it feels a bit to me like the Lady Dior without having the full Lady Dior elements. What I will point out is that there isn't actually a backing plug, and so let me show you what I mean. Do you see how the 4 charms here are just like that, and then the O is just at the back? Now, for the small Lady Dior, you've got the letter charms, but you've also got a leather plug at the back to protect the O, or the rest of the bag from the O here. So that's there, and of course it makes it look rather nice and finished in a way, so because it's not transparent at the back. And whereas for this bag you can see kind of like the back of the O is kind of just not transparent. But yeah, it's kind of cute, dangles down like that in the middle. There is a magnetic clasp with which you access the rest of the bag, top handle, and a back pocket. So this is usually where my phone lives when I carry this bag out. It looks very full. This is 25 centimeters across by 15 centimeters tall, and the description says 6 centimeters across the base, but I think you can tell it's not quite 6 centimeters today. That's because in the construction of this bag, you can expand it quite a bit. It's got accordion style, so you can put more things in it. And unfortunately for this bag, I do tend to put a lot of things in it, but I do like it. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go straight into capacity, right? If you open this bag, it's actually got a lot of features in there, which I really like. There's a front slip pocket, there's a back zipped pocket, and it's just all my things. So one of the reasons why I decided to do this video is because I was using this bag yesterday, and so I decided to sort of show you guys what I carry in it from a day-to-day basis right now. So I've got my tissues, and that's a receipt from yesterday. I've got my hand sanitizer, and I've got my wallet, a mini wallet, which I really like. I've got my work pass, and I've got my Bastia here as well. I've got my car key and a lipstick rather. I've also got a reusable bag, and I've also got an umbrella. So as you can tell, I do carry a lot of things with me, and it's quite a nice bag to just sort of carry around. I do like that it holds quite a lot, and it doesn't get too heavy because it's a fairly light sort of construction. So I do enjoy this bag, and I really like that there are lots of compartments. If I wanted to, I sometimes put my tissues at the back, and I reserve the front pocket for I'll slot my phone down here, but it's fine either way. So this is the My Dior bag. What I'd like to see is if the same stuff will fit inside the small Lady Dior. So I've just filled up my small Lady Dior, and actually everything all fits from this bag into here, which is kind of cool. And I think there was a little more space in that bag as well for my keys and my phone. And I think the same thing would apply here. I could also put my house keys on the top of it. So as you can tell, again, hand sanitizer, lipstick, reusable bag, tissues, Bastia. I've got my work pass and my car keys here. Let's see if I can get that out. There we go, work pass, car keys. I've got my mini wallet, and I've got my umbrella at the bottom of the bag. So like I said, because of where I live, my umbrella and my reusable bag are pretty much non-negotiables for me in most bags, save for the really mini ones. And yeah, so the Lady Dior opens up like so. I've got a little organizer in there, but then at the back of it you can see there's a zip pocket as well. And then there is a slip pocket on the other side too. Let's see if we can get a look at that. So there is a slip pocket there too. So which of the two do I prefer? In honesty, I do think I still prefer the My Dior bag. It's big, it's lighter, and it functions how I need it to. However, you know, I can see the case, and the reason why we got the Lady Dior in the small bag from my mum, not just because she liked it, but also because it was a very classic model, right? The Lady Dior will be around, it will be reinvented, it will be reworked, but I don't think it'll ever leave the bag lineup. Whereas I think this My Lady Dior will definitely be phased out at some point. So this might date a lot more than this bag, but in terms of usability, the two handles are sort of a bit clanky. It is top heavy, so you'll have no idea how many takes I made of this video because this bag just kept falling over like that. I think it's because of the handle, because of the construction, and because of the weight of the strap. Now this in and of itself is also not a light bag, so when you fill it full, it does feel quite heavy on the shoulder. And so in a way, on a day-to-day, I do think I prefer the My Lady Dior in the medium size. But every time I carry this, it just feels very, very special because of the way it's constructed and how dainty it feels. Now, I think you will see that I have another bag out here. And that is my mini Lady Dior. I'm not going to do a size comparison with it. I've got a couple of other videos where I've talked about it. But I think the one reason why I decided to bring it out is because there's this question that's been nagging me for the longest time. Some of you may know that I do have a one bag per brand policy. It's not kept to very much, but you know, it's something that I try to do. So for quite a few brands, I do have this where I'd like another bag from a second bag from a brand, but because I already have a bag, I won't buy another bag. Obviously for Dior, I blatantly broke the rule because I had this bag, and then after that, less than a year later, I got that. This doesn't really count because it's not really mine per se. But yeah, I've just been thinking in recent terms about whether I should just part ways with one of these two bags, because clearly I've got, I can borrow this bag if I want to, and then I can also have this bag or that bag whenever I want. In terms of what's more usable, definitely the My Dior, as I've said, but I just cannot get over how beautiful the mini Lady Dior is. So what do you guys think? Let me know down below. I am still thinking about it. I've said before in the past that the mini Lady Dior is like a tiara. It is beautiful. I think it is wonderful to have in a collection, but from a realistic perspective, I don't really know how often I will wear it. It's just wonderful to look at, wonderful to hold, and when I carry it, I get so many compliments, but it ranks pretty much down there in terms of usability, right, and functionality. So yeah, beautiful to look at. Usability, not great. I do use it though, don't get me wrong, but definitely not at the same frequency as this, and I don't think you would expect me to use this bag as much as this one. So yeah, thoughts and comments. Let me know down below. What do you think I should do? Should I keep them and enjoy them since I love them both so much? Should I just make myself sell this one and recoup maybe less than half of what I paid? I'm not sure yet. One other thing. When deciding between these two bags, it's not just the usability that I think would affect your use case. This small Lady Dior now is 9,700 Singapore dollars. This has gone up $100 since it was first released in 2023, I believe. So it's now $5,900. I bought it at $5,008. Definitely, if you were to sell these two, you would get much more back, than this. But this again only costs maybe about 60% of what this bag costs. So I don't know if that's a factor for you, but I feel like for me, it had all the elements of a classic Lady Dior, with the ganache, the lambskin, the charms, but with all the functionalities that I do appreciate in an actual bag. So that's why this bag works for me much better than the Lady Dior. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know if I should just continue to enjoy it and close my eyes to the one bag per brand policy and just leave things as they are, because I'm just not going to get much money back anyway if I try and sell any one of these things on the second-hand market. Or if I should just enforce it and just teach myself a lesson about buying luxury generally, and knowing that, a few $1,000s in a hand is still a few $1,000s, right? Regardless of how much money I forked out in spending it, in buying the bag in the first place. So yeah, just let me know. Have you been in a similar situation before? How have you come out of it? Which bag would you keep? Which bag would you sell? Interested to hear your thoughts. And if you like this, give a like or subscribe or share this. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.